To some, it's a calling that only a few answer, but when they do, they begin a journey into a career that prides itself in upholding the law, and above all else, serving and protecting the citizens of Newport News. Newport News was once a quiet hamlet of 30 people located in Warwick County, Virginia. But when the C&O Railroad Company and Maritime Development came to town, so did the need for someone to keep the peace and enforce the law. So in 1882, Warwick County Judge R. Booker appointed E.L. Woodward as the first policeman of Newport News. The first police station and lockup consisted of a one-room building on 23rd Street, but in 1889 it burned to the ground, set afire by a prisoner whose charred bones were found in the smoldering ashes. By 1891, the police station set up shop and shared space in the Warwick County Courthouse, located at 25th Street and Lafayette Avenue. But it wasn't until 1896 that 3.68 square miles in what is now downtown was incorporated as the city of Newport News, and Shelton J. Harwood was selected as chief of police. The city's first police officers were issued badges and nothing else. They had to supply their own blackjacks and guns. At the turn of the century, the Newport News Police Department had grown, and instead of relying on a horse-drawn carriage as a paddy wagon, they increased their mobility by purchasing a bicycle and a motorcycle. In 1945, the Newport News Police Department moved into the courthouse and public safety building located at 229 25th Street, once again sharing space as the force continued to grow. And grow and grow. On July 1st, 1958, Newport News and Warwick County consolidated, becoming the third largest city in Virginia. The merger of the cities and counties' law enforcement created a police department with a force consisting of 104 policemen, 17 police women, 8 secretaries, a dog warden, and a harbor master. By 1976, the Newport News Police Department was on the move again, as they shared space with the city jail at 224 26th Street, and during this time made history, as George C. Alston became the first black chief of police for a major Virginia city. By the 1990s, the Newport News Police Department had grown so much, they moved into 2600 Washington Avenue, leasing a variety of floors and sharing space with everything from waterworks to law offices. And although it served them well for many years, they desperately needed a place they could call their very own. And that dream was finally realized in the fall of 2006, as they proudly moved into their first ever standalone 21st Century Police Headquarters building located along Jefferson Avenue and Woodfin Road. That would indeed mark a new beginning in a whole new way, serving and protecting the citizens of Newport News.
You can't just come out here and give them a badge and a gun and put them in a car and expect them to go out and enforce laws. But they have to have a good understanding of it. Chief Fox expects excellence out of all of his officers, and this is where it starts. We start the very first day. They are told what the standards are and they have to live up to them. We're not quite paramilitary, but it's not a collegiate setting either. We do have standards. They show up in the morning at 6:45. They have to get information. They're inspected.
Where's your pens?
And then they go into the classroom. Everything starts in the classroom. You go from policy and procedure all the way up to law, and in between you have weapons of mass destruction, cultural diversity, traffic stops. Before they can go out and do any practical training, they still get classroom training. Even our defensive tactics, we have a week of defensive tactics that starts out with 8 hours in the classroom. You start with the legal basis of what they base their actions on, and the ramifications of doing it wrong. You go out here and put handcuffs on someone when you're not supposed to, you can find yourself in a lot of trouble civilly and criminally. So we have to make sure they understand that. So it all starts in the classroom. It doesn't matter what they're doing.
Grab a handful of shirt, duck that head under, turn over, keep the pressure on until he taps out. This is a ground fighting class for our basic academy. And essentially what they're doing is we're giving them an opportunity to engage in a rather intense confrontation with a partner. It's a dynamic exercise. It incorporates a limited variety of techniques that we're hoping that they'll retain in the short amount of time that we have to do this, so that in the event that they should end up on the ground, they have some skills to deal with that.
Fire! 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 Fire!
We are currently at the Newport News Police Department firing range, which is located on Fort Eustis Army Base. Yeah, we utilize it all year long, rain, shine, snow, heat. We're out here. We try to replicate whatever the call is going to be on the street. You got to be able to deal with it here. Real life is not where you want their first experience to be. The training ground should be where they experience everything we can throw at them. We want them to get stressed out and make their mistakes here because they can't afford to make them out there. The chief has certain expectations as for the city of Newport News. They want their officers to be the most professional and proficient at their skill set for their city. And we can guarantee that this way. By taking them from a young pup and putting them up there to where they're the best they can be as they come out on the streets.
Well, most people don't realize it almost takes us a year and a half to hire and train and put on the street a new police officer. In 2004, when I came here, I set some priorities, and they were hire the best, train the best, and train them in the best possible way, have a good career development and professional development program, and this really capped it off.
In this job, you never know what's going to happen. It could be perfectly normal one second, and then the next second, it could be chaotic. You never know. Even though the purpose of our checkpoint is DUIs, occasionally we do run into a situation where we will find drugs. We had one this evening where a young man didn't have an ID with him, so we pulled him off to the side. And when we ran his information, he had an outstanding warrant. At that point, he was placed under arrest, and during the search incident to arrest, there was drugs found in his vehicle.
For about 5 ounces. There's no shortage of drugs coming in and out of the city. That's one of the big reasons why we do these checkpoints. A lot of people kind of, thumb their noses at marijuana. It's certainly not the most dangerous drug out there, but we've had documented homicides in this city over marijuana. It's a good win for the city. We're going to take a good amount of marijuana off the streets that would probably get into some young people's hands and start them down a path that they don't need to go down.
My day starts at 6:30 in the morning. Good morning. Did you have a good weekend? Good. I'm out front when the kids first get here. It's dark. A lot of parents don't want to drop their kids off to a dark school by themselves, so I'm out front with them. Good morning, guys. They're allowed to come in at 7 o'clock in the morning. Good morning. Jason, go to class. Hello. I greet kids, I talk to them, deal with any problems that may arise, and then, when class starts, I'll check the outside of the building, I'll be inside, they see me walking around. I try to be out in the hallways as much as I can, a regular face that they see. I'm here to protect them in case anything should ever happen. Will that happen here? The chances are so slim, but I'm here just in case. Guys, stop running. Stop running.
These guys are extremely professional and very focused. They are the cream of the crop of this police department, and if they weren't, they wouldn't be here. You can't put anybody behind those weapons, behind those sniper rifles, behind those explosive breachers that don't have the training and the capability and the professionalism to do the job. We are the last measure. There's no one coming in behind us, so when we make entry, we better be very prepared to do so. Very proud of this team, very proud of our capabilities, and very proud of this police department.
This is a drill. Newport News Police to Ops. We are ready to copy.
Over the last few days, we've been doing several different exercises. All of those different exercises led up to today, where we're doing the main exercise, where it's all thrown out into one big pool, just like it would be on a regular search and rescue case. So what they're doing today is we had the 2 officials go out and they simulated a boat accident, put debris in the water, they put dummies in the water, and then deployed the units that were available. We're going through and we're going to do our search pattern, conduct that, and hopefully we'll find what we're supposed to be looking for.
Yeah, get ready to hit the point. Yellow and red. Land long. 5, 9.
Got it.
Newport News to Ops. We have commenced our search. We have located item number 7.
Training is everything. Training, repetition, and the ability to accept new ways and philosophies of taking care of business out here. All for the citizens of Newport News. We're trying to be on top of things. We're trying to be prepared. And again, that's what these kind of exercises are all about, is preparedness. We don't actually just do active shooting scenarios. We do suspicious persons, terroristic activities, all kinds of things. This particular group that we run within the department. But as a whole, it benefits the entire department because we're able to keep everybody's mind set in the right direction. Anything can happen. It's all about being prepared, and that's what we strive for in the police department.
Done.
Newport News, we the police thank you for all of your support, for all you're doing to help us to reduce crime and make this a safe place to live. As you all know, we're like any major city. We have all types of city issues to deal with. But I think we're winning the battle in many fronts. And we're doing that because the city, you the people, and your police department are working together as a team to make things happen from a positive standpoint for our great city. Thank you, Newport News.